Okay, so since it seems like Mauro Ranallo is pretty much done with the WWE, it's time to discuss the Mauro Ranallo situation. If I'm butchering his name, please forgive me. JBL and the WWE, as well as lightly touching on ribbing, hazing, bullying. Yeah, but I get to also hit on Be a Star. So Mauro has mentioned that he is bipolar, which pretty much means that he can have wild swings from like really elevated mood to being horribly depressed. And I think one of the comments he said is that the biggest challenge is some days he feels just like he's a fraud. So certain things that to everyone else is like, oh, it's not a big deal, can either really elevate him or really, really drive him down. Now, I listen to some of his stuff for other promotions. I'm not a huge MMA fan, so I don't know a lot about his MMA background work. And I know that he's done a tremendous amount for other wrestling companies. I know he's going to do a lot more. I did catch some of his New Japan stuff, and great. You can really tell when he's in his element and he's really in his zone. And I really love the work he did for the Cruiserweight Classic. Thought that was fantastic work. The comments him and Daniel Bryan, beautiful. I mark out when someone goes through like, that move is this, made famous by so and so. And he had that great flow. He had similar to like an Iron Mike Tenay, but at the same time having those moments of, oh, did you see what happened? Which brought me like a Jim Ross, good old JR sort of feeling, and which was great. You want someone to do that high technical side, but at the same time, they're so invested in what's going on in the ring that they love what's going on, and that really translates. For people who say Michael Cole sucks as a commentator, watch the times he doesn't have Vince barking into his ear and Kevin Dunn barking in his other ear while trying to do commentary with two other people at the desk. So watch like Beast in the East or the UK tournament. Great work. Great work. So Mauro had a rough time, and it's hard to tell if it's either the on-air jabs that JBL did in character or if it's just the way JBL is. We do know in the past that JBL has ribbed people very hard. I know that sounds horrible, but the problem is he views it as a ribbing. Which, if you listen to any shoot videos from older wrestlers, you're going to hear a lot about, oh, so-and-so did this and so-and-so did that, and oh, Owen Hart would shave off one of your eyebrows. Do you shave the other eyebrow, or do you look weird with, one eyebrow gone? Or Mr. Fuji removing engine blocks from cars. People canceling airplane tickets when you could call up and say, I'm so-and-so, cancel my flight. Stripping down cars. So there were things when it was like an Animal House little fraternity pranks to each other. And a lot of older talent have mentioned they're like, oh, well, it used to be you'd go into a new town, you'd do your matches, you'd go hit a bar. It's like, now all the guys are, yeah, that was great, that was awesome. I'm going to drive back to the hotel, hop on my PlayStation or an Xbox. I'm going to play video games and live a perfectly clean, healthy lifestyle where it's, I wake up, I hit the gym, I'm going to get a nice breakfast and then get a nice meal at Chipotle. Maybe I'm going to have some really nice, maybe a nice coffee shop in town, make it to the next place, wrestle a match, go hit the room, rest up, ice, play some video games. So there's a real disconnect. I think that's also why they make fun of a lot of the younger generation. Because while they're like, yeah, let's go out and get just blasted drunk, they're like, no, I'm going to get more Xbox Live points. I'm going to be on social media taking photos of myself while I'm working out hitting the gym. I'm going to get a nice night, good night's sleep. So, when he thinks he's just playfully joking around with wrestlers, they view his ribbing closer to hazing. And that's the problem. When you think like, oh, I'm kind of messing with you, and it's cool, and the person on the other is like, no, it's not cool. I'm like, toughen up, baby. No, I don't like what you're doing. That's why I'm telling you to stop doing it. There's a generational difference. You're like, no, I don't want to go out and get drunk and then have you, draw some face with a Sharpie. No. I left college. That's not fun. I'm not going to do it. So I still think JBL is still in the I'm ribbing you. If you can't take it, just toughen up. It's fine. And yes, I do know that he tried to have, I think it was members of Eminem, steal Justin Roberts' passport, which would have locked him in a country, because he would not have been able to leave. Not quite a playful rib. Not like taking someone's gear and like hiding it, or taking someone's towel when they're in the shower, or something that's inconvenience, or like what you see on Swerved. It was something it was an innocent sort of practical joke. People got taken like, but dude, no, this is the show that we're on, and everyone who got pranked on Swerved was kind of like, we got you. Who do you want to get? I get somebody. You get to get somebody. All right. Then at the end of the day, they're like, guess what? Got cattle prod. Yeah. We're gonna count people who did all this stuff to us. Okay. But I think with that, there was just enough of this prank show. We're gonna prank each other. If we get you, we're gonna. Oh man, sorry, because everyone, and then we're gonna let you get the person who got you back, get someone else. Which worked fine. I think that some talent did complain about, it elevated stress levels, but diverting into kind of the ribbing, hazing culture that kind of needs to stop. Or if it doesn't stop, if someone doesn't want to engage in it, and they go, no, it's not me. They're all adults. They should just stop. Were you doing something when you're young and you're stupid? Yes. Did Orton probably leave some Lincoln Logs in some people's bags? Yes. Have I heard the stories of people putting weight plates in people's bags so they're really heavy to move? Yes. Inconvenience. Yeah. Funny. Maybe if the person likes to joke with you, have it. Now, JBL has been on record as having multiple people corroborate stories that he likes to bully. In his mind, it's ribbing. In the mind of the person who's receiving it, it's hazing, bordered on bullying. However, JBL is old school, and he's a guy that Vince really likes. Could the things that he said to Mauro that are on camera been enough to trigger Mauro to have him effectively leave the WWE? Not being someone who's bipolar, I seriously sound kind of, he digs all of the faces. He digs. That's part of his character, is he digs them. Do I think he's said anything worse than what Corey Graves has said with the constant "shut up, Tom," or "you live with your parents, Byron," or "last year's close to a woman, Byron, you had to pay money for it"? I mean, he jabs Byron really hard. Well, I guess still lives at home. Still not as hard as what we saw in Ride Along, where they actually abandoned, where JBL pretty much just drove a stake into Byron and then left him at a gas station. That's not ribbing. That's mental abuse. Had they left him and then driven a couple blocks away, and then as he's calling, what's going on, like, oh, you're not in the car, and then come back and get him a couple minutes later. Different than, we've left him, he took his stuff. Yeah, no, it's funny to watch. You're like, oh man, that's horrible. They probably went and got him. Oh, they didn't get him. That's really horrible. You're not a nice person. So we know that effectively, in the eyes of most, he's a bully. But Vince likes him. Will he be punished? Probably not. I'm pretty sure it's like, well, Mauro did a good job, but you know what? He just couldn't handle it. That's fine. He'd rather just kind of go home. That's fine. But now there's reports that they've trying to settle with him so he can't talk about it. Normally you don't settle unless you think there's enough there that in the eyes of other people you could be considered guilty. At the very least complacent. And we do know that when it comes to the WWE, there's still the backdrop of, we're going to see if you're tough enough mentally, we're going to rib you, we're going to do little things together, we're going to do little tests to see if you really truly can handle it. And it's almost an early versions of Tough Enough, where it was, you know, like you take your finger like this and you make like a little symbol, like try to do it below your waist, like, how's my form? And you do like the little hand motion. And I was like, little things to break the tension. Fine. Doing something kind of goofy, you know what? Breaks the tension. Fine. Force people to wrestle in thongs? No. No. Those sort of things? No. Yelling racial slurs at somebody? No. Unless you've hit that level with somebody where they know you're just joking. If you don't have that rapport, you don't do it. Which goes to the build-em-on thing. And with that, enough people corroborated it and, you know, they let him go. I think JBL has a bit more stroke. And with this, he can easily say, well, in character, I jab the faces, that's what I do. It's to create that antagonist relationship in the commentary desk to try to make there be more energy, and to try to have the commentary desk still have that face-heel dynamic between your color commentators and your play-by-play guys. When it works well, it works well. Everyone loves Corey Graves the way he's doing his announcing, and you know what? He's the heel announcer. He's the antagonistic announcer. But the people that he beats on do a good enough job of getting out the occasional bit back at him. A little bit here and there. So he's more dominant, but they still get in the occasional shot. JBL is more of the he batters you down with dialogue. And that must have affected Mauro enough to be like, you know what? I don't like him to work anymore. Now, if he told people in the back this is going on, he needs to either 1, cool it, or 2, stop it. And then the people in the back went, yeah, if you can tone it down a little bit. And then JBL went, well, I have toned it down, we're fine. But it wasn't enough. That's a whole different ball of wax. If he told them, you know, he needs to tone it down, this is affecting me on a professional level, on a personal level, and a mental level, and then they didn't confront JBL to tone it down, that's entirely different. Now all of a sudden you have a more of a corporate hierarchy that's a lot more complacent to workplace complaints about bullying or hazing. Does that affect the Be a Star campaign? Well, if you have individuals in your corporation that have bullying tendencies, but your corporate hierarchy is against that sort of activity, is against hazing, is against bullying, then the corporate entity can still say it's against bullying. However, if you have people who are higher ups that hear complaints of bullying and do nothing about it, as long as they are not associated with Be a Star, there's less in the way of hypocrisy. You know, Stephanie berates talent on air. And she slapped the dick. Most people have said that the worst thing you take in the ring is a slap from Stephanie. Because she hits hard. And she's injured people. But her on-air character is the evil character. That's the authority bit. I'm pretty sure if she hits somebody and they're like, okay, you hit me way too hard, we're never doing that again, I can see her being like, I'm sorry, I got caught up in the moment, I'm really sorry. Because when she's doing everything else, she goes like a really sweet person, whether it's the PR stuff or the random bits and pieces that you see on the behind the scenes. She seems like she's actually a sweet, caring person who just has an on-air character that's horrible. You know, there's less talk, less people complain about Stephanie from a backstage standpoint. JBL, it seems like his on-air character is a slightly turned up version of who he is in real life. That's just the way he seems. I've only met him once, and he seemed like he was fine. People were asking for autographs outside of a bathroom. I looked at him, kind of gave him a nod. If you're going to give me a nod back, it's like, I know who you are, but I'm not going to have you sign the Wall Street Journal because you just finished coming out of a bathroom at the O'Hare Airport. So, it sucks to see Mauro leave. Which you could tell that after the CWC, his time on SmackDown, he started out really well. You could tell he was just starting to not get as good. Now, he does have an ace in his sleeve. If JBL was told to tone down the on-air insults, and he chose not to, I think there's only one safe way to finish this. Bas Rutten versus JBL. Light shoot fight. The match only ends when JBL apologizes tomorrow. So I have a feeling that that's going to last maybe a minute and a half. I think he's got a lot of pride to swallow first before he could say that he is sorry for the torment that he's caused Mauro, and then apologize to everyone else. Like, I want to have like a line of people that he has affected on a personal, mental, and actually in some ways financial level. If you decide to quit a job because of it, and Bash should just whoop him and be like, "Oh, you're a bully. Well, guess what? I'm somebody who knows how to really put a hurting on a bully and defend other people." But if JBL was not told, you need to cool it, then maybe Boss needs to knock on Vince McMahon's desk and be like, we need to have a talk. Alpha male to alpha male. You've hurt some of my friends. You need to do restitution. So there's a lot of bad things, and this does not look good for the E at all. It doesn't. Actually, the best thing the E could do for right now would be to effectively suspend JBL from on air, so he would not be on SmackDown Live. Have him miss a pay-per-view. If they want to have it seem like someone's going to get over, have one of the guys in the ring, have JBL say something, and have, I don't know, Dean, well, Dean's not on the show anymore. Maybe Sammy. You could have, there could be like a scuffle leading outside the ring. Sammy goes for a haluva kick. He moves out of the way, blasts JBL in the face. JBL's off for a couple of weeks. Maybe you do that. It's like, we're going to suspend you. You're not going to be on SmackDown Live for a month. We'll put someone else in that spot. Just as well as you're still going to get your normal pay, but until we get this whole situation sorted out and figure out what the proper punishment is, you're off for a month. Here's your options. Either we just suspend you flat out, or we work you in a storyline where we suspend you, where we take you out and you're off TV for a month. I think if they do that, it saves enough face and allows them to say, We think this might have happened. We're going to talk to everyone, get everything straightened out, and then move forward.